Okay, so now we're going to have lots of fun. Not that we haven't had a huge amount of fun before, but we're at the point now where we get to bolt the sections together. So we're going to take them up here, set them up on end like this. I've got some nuts and bolts all set up and ready to go, and the washers. So we'll get started on this part of it. And so let's open up a couple spots here. First one up here through this hole here. And the washer on the inside. And then a nut. Of course, with my big hands, this is a little bit of a challenge, but not too bad. All right. This is a little bit more cumbersome than I thought it was going to be, but you know what, it's something we do once, and then we shouldn't have to deal with it again. All right. Well, I guess we will have to deal with it one more time when we get to the point of adding the center modules in. So we'll have to bolt them in together. Of course, I could put a wrench in there and make it tighter, but I think finger tight's going to be sufficient, at least for the moment anyway. So we'll put that back in. Might have to come up with a way of doing this a little bit better. We'll see what happens. Let's come down to this end, and we'll repeat it on this end. This is especially exciting because we're finally getting some structure here. Won't be too much longer. I'll actually be able to put some track down and actually be able to run a train on this layout. So that's really exciting. Because of course, that's the ultimate goal, is to be able to run trains. Come on. Go. Oh, there we got it. All right. So, and of course what I'm doing here, this is the A module and the F module, and the D module. So that's the three that we're bolting in together here right now. All right. That doesn't help any when you drop it down inside there. The last one I can't find it was I dropped it. It is kind of a tight spot right here. Not a lot of room to play with. There it goes. Then with another nut. Well, for Pete's sakes. Get it on there. Does take a little bit of dexterity here to be able to do that. There we go. Now we got that one in place. And of course, when you have hands the size of baseball gloves, it doesn't leave you a whole lot of room to play with either. Somewhere down here is the other nut that I dropped. I got that pretty straight. All right, so let's lay this down. Just a touch tighter there, but we'll worry about that later. So that's the first section. Grab some more over here. And this, of course, is going to be the D, E, and C sections. Must have gotten a hold of the extra sticky adhesive tape here. Sheesh. It does like to stay on there. Looks like all these sections got a little more room in them than the other side does, so shouldn't be as much trouble getting them put together. of course, if you're at all wondering why it's being done this way, as far as the hardware we're using, obviously if we don't put a big washer on here, the nuts and bolts will just pull right through this material. So the washers provide us with some extra protection, spread that area out a little bit where all the contact is made, so that we don't pull through and damage the sides, break it, and then lose the reason for doing this in the first place. Come on. There we go. And of course, the nice thing about the nuts and bolts is you can take it back off again if you need to separate the pieces, move them, put them into storage. Hopefully that won't be a situation here. I'm anticipating this track to be here like this for quite some time. Alright. One more time here. And the last one. Looks good. And I'll button it up. See, that's the hardware to go to bolt the middle sections together. So we're almost there. We've got a middle section. Normally, at this point, we would bolt them together like this and have a finished output. But what we've done is, working with RRINABOX, we've got an expansion unit coming in. Actually, 3 pieces that will go in the middle here. And the reason for that is to give me a 22-inch diameter curve for my train. Several of my trains need the 22 inch, and all they had was 18, so we worked together, we worked out the solution. I'm going to put some temporary spacers in here for the moment, just to fill in the gap. If I can pick them up, this one will be fine. This will be a spacer going in here, just as a temporary basis. I'll put some braces in there to hold that. Eventually I'll have 3 more modules down the middle here. That'll give me a full 4x8 layout with a 22 inch curve. So we'll come back and do those in a little bit. So we're there, we're almost there completely.